Like another fucking world is possible. That's all. It's just amazing, man. Like just to see all those people together. Like I think the only way that we could be fucked right now, the only way we could lose this is if Al-Qaeda throws their support behind us. Like that's it. Just, hey, we really like what you're trying to do in reforming the country. Thanks. Here's the thing, Al. Can I call you Al? Really helping the cause, don't you? It's weird, man. Fucking everything's changing. I can't stop dropping fucking puns with fucking Occupy and all this. Like I said, and every time I go on a fucking airplane now, when I see the sign that says someone's in the bathroom, I'm gonna throw my fist in the air. Fucking Occupy, yeah! Take away your right to shit! Burger King after 20 other fucking people! That's how we go to the bathroom down there. It's weird, man. It's like, you know, change my... All of a sudden, I gotta fucking like everybody. It's really hard for me not to... Like, it's an entirely non-violent movement. It's just like, it's really fucking difficult for me. Oh gosh, fucking, I mean, dudes with tri-corner hats, man, right down there, I'm fucking hanging out with them. Just, you know what, it's scary, like, that's the thing, it scared me before, the idea of, like, a non-violent thing, an entirely non-violent movement, because, you know, if everybody became non-violent, if we lived in an entirely non-violent society, I feel like that would leave us susceptible to anyone who could just come in with violence, and I think that mainly because of that episode of The Simpsons where those aliens did that. Because that's just, you know, it's weird where we get our philosophy, man. Everything's, the whole revolution's on Twitter. It's all tweets. It's how it's getting around, man. It's like fucking, see Thomas Paine cram common sense in 140 fucking characters. I'm gonna pull that off. Wish I came up with a better closer, but I'll see you guys down at the square, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Give it up for John Scoy, everybody. Now, there's free shows, there's free things, but there is a collection basket if you want to help us with a little bit of the rent and support, you know, degenerate comics, you know, shrieking and screaming into the wind, and of course, exquisite, beautiful music. And I'm also going to do a little bit of other hoary, the Roast of Jesus Christ, with shiny flyers now. If you want to check us out Sunday, we're at the Bowery Poetry Club. A lot of the performers you see here tonight have been working for a couple months. So, what else did I... Oh, good God almighty. I almost forgot. Shula at the bar. I love this. It's like a Rapunzel. Like she's like a little window over there. Amazing. And Kai, who has been doing amazing work for a lot of the shows here in this village and over at Love the Shags. Pretty much, without Kai, everything would have exploded. It almost did anyway, but that's not his fault. You can't stop a flood with a mop. The man mops hard and intelligently. So give it up for those two. But now, we're going to move along. We have a couple acts, and then we are out. Like I said, give if it doesn't hurt. Or if you're into hurting, give. I don't know. I'm not going to go. We're not going to get into that. That's my fetish. But this is one of my favorite comics around here. It is Gabriel Pachenko, everybody. Make this man feel warm. Welcome back.
Hi, everybody. You guys can say hi back. I'm real. I'm not a hologram. Hi, everybody. This is Gabe, what's up? That was very low. Thank you. This Roast of Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be in this. It's gonna be sweet. Woo! You guys should come to it. This is for you. You take that.
I got one.
You got one already? Okay, I'm put it right here. Put it right there. They cast me as Judas. I don't understand that, but that's fine. I never thought of myself as being like sneaky, but they were like, "This is a perfect role for you, Judas." So thanks, John. This has been like really motivating for me to listen to all these comics be both political and religious, because I talk about neither of those things ever in my routines. I moved to New York to be a public school teacher, and so I was like, your politics is personal. I'm just going to help kids, and they're going to learn things around me, and that's going to be great. And then I was raised Catholic, but I stopped paying attention to that once I started coming. Because I figured, oh my God, can't be Catholic and also want to have sex and not get married. You know, and abortions are good sometimes. There we go. Okay, good. And but yeah, it's whatever. As far as messiahs go, Jesus is cool because he gives you free piggyback rides on the beach, and that's cool. Also, I never found other religions that I would hop from. I'm not Catholic anymore, but it wasn't because I wanted to convert to something else. Like Scientologists once tried to convert me, and I did the stress test in Times Square. And I was stressed at the time, so I said, yeah, I'll take this test. And it was great. And I thought, well, your religion sounds fantastic, but I have a question. How significant are spaceship battles? Oh, okay, cool. No, I'll pass on that one, too. I wanted to write stuff about resurrection right now, but I really don't believe in anything after this. Like, when Steve Jobs died, people were, like, really sad about it. And for me, it's like, well, you know, billionaires and smart people also die. That's just what Santa Muerte will balance it out. For all of us, we're all going to go sometime, and that's just it. There's no coming back. So, bleak. I guess that's my take. No rebirth. But within your own life, you can change your opinions and stuff. Like, I'm going through some stuff right now. I was mugged 2 weeks ago, and that was really traumatic for me. I was mugged in broad daylight. And when you're mugged in broad daylight, it does a lot for your self-image. Like now, I just think, hey, this is the weakest gazelle in the herd. You know what I mean? Because they didn't wait for dusk. Like they didn't even wait for shadows, or like they weren't like hiding in an alcove, or like popping out of sewer grates to surprise me. It was just 100% visibility. You and me? What? And then I got mugged, and I was walking through Williamsburg when it happened, and that neighborhood's just it's not a dangerous place. It's very cool, it's very sexy. I got these glasses, I fit in there, and you know, there's a lot. It's like if I was going to describe Williamsburg, I go, there's a lot of white girls waiting in line for bagels. That happens. There's a renegade craft fair. You know, renegade. That's not, there's nothing renegade about that. I mean, renegade's a word that becomes, it's like, you put it in front of a Somalian pirate, like not in front of artisanal pickles. So I wasn't feeling like I was going to be attacked at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I was just walking around in a three-piece suit, coming back from a modeling gig. Because when you got to use what God gave me to stay and make that cheddar in these hard times. And four little kids appear out of nowhere, and mind you, I was a teacher, so I'm like, oh, little kids, this is fine. And when I say little kids, they could have been in the Sandlot. Like one of them had like a razor scooter, and another one had shoes that blinked. And so they said, hey, we need your phone. And I'm charitable, raised Christian. I was like, oh, you need a phone? What? Do you have an emergency? And they went, no, give us your phone. And I looked down, and in their hands had materialized pipes. And their tiny little fingers grabbed the pipes, and they hit me in the head. Ah! And then this is when you guys get concerned for me, but I've taken boxing lessons. So, 2 of them. I took 2 boxing lessons. So I used all my training to do what my teacher taught me. He was like, what the fuck? And I ran to the corner as quickly as possible, and the kids pushed away in the other direction. And when you're in a situation like this, you know, you question, oh my God, thank God I'm alive. But I didn't feel any pain, because it was all adrenaline, just but my neck was wet. I felt that. And I looked down, and the side of my body was covered in blood. This side is still very sexy. Like I said, 3-piece suit modeling. But this side was not. And the woman walked up, and she saw this side of me running. So like a Spike Jones video. So she's like, what's up, Daddy? And I did the Two-Face Harvey Dent. Help! And, you know, so she called the hospital for me. And an ambulance came and picked me up and took me to Woodhall Hospital. And it's, Woodhall is like a Rwandan MASH unit underneath the JMZ train. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say the emergency room has a very war-torn decor. Like intention. And war-torn doesn't mean like everyone had bullet wounds or anything, but I just assume that in a war-torn country, there are a lot of stresses to the infrastructure that lead to the symptoms you find in the emergency room at Woodhull. So it's like, oh, what's up, Ricketts? Oh, how you doing, diphtheria? Oh, that is a big puddle coming from behind this plastic curtain. I'm just gonna get up on over here. And then Dr. Hernandez came in and he was like, so what happened? Where'd you get hurt? Where'd you get hit? What? I was like, I got robbed in Williamsburg. He's like, oh, Williamsburg used to be dangerous when I lived there, but you guys are moving in and making it much better. It was like, not fast enough. Staple. So, I guess it was the most embarrassing thing about it for me, like the part where I was like, oh, I can't believe this happened, was they pushed me in on a gurney. I'm strapped in, I got a neck brace on, and I can't see the detectives, but I can hear them. And they're in the ER with me. They're like, so wow, what happened over here? Some kind of thuggery? Some kind of thuggery? Hey, look at you. Nice suit, but this side's very bloody. So, do you think you can describe the ruffians? Can you describe the ruffians? I'm like, I don't know, somewhere between 9 and 13. Oh. So like some Bad News Bears wolf pack. Flash mob. Oh, kiddo, you got a phone out? What kind of phone was it? I'm like, it was a BlackBerry Pearl. Guys, come on, BlackBerry Pearl, that's like the grape nuts of smartphones. That's not sexy. That's like, I have like a Beta Max player. Like, grab that high-tech device. So I don't know. So they're like, well, you gotta watch out. You can't be out. You can't have faith in these kids. You know, it seems like they want to attack you broad daylight. Tweens. Watch out for the tweens. It's dangerous. So I'm just like cycling through a lot of stuff now, like extreme irrational aggression, and vacillates right to paranoia, like for no reason. So I'm like at Peter Pan Donuts, and my first impulse is like, yeah, I want a glazed donut, and then like I hear it from behind, you had like a chocolate velvet donut. What the fuck? I'm gonna punch someone in the face. What? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, old lady. Tiny little Polish ladies ordering food. Well, don't order so close to me. Seriously. And then like the door opens, ring, and I hear little bells and like 4 kids come in with like bright sneakers. I'm like, ah! Sneakers are blinking! I gotta get my back to the wall. So I'm trying to resurrect my compassion for humanity right now. That's I guess the theme of this whole thing. And today was the worst, and I'll end with this little thing. Like, cause my roommate sometimes has booty calls, like, but they're like Flintstones booty calls, not like text or anything. It's like someone knocking on the window. And so it's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. My window is next to the sidewalk, and so is Julie's. 6 a.m. I hear, hey, Julie, are you home? It's me, Barnabas. Julie, let me in. To which I had to respond, I'm not Julie. That was like way too many deep voices for that situation. That's all I'm saying. Both me, I'm sure Barnabas had a hard time with that as well, because I had to pass on the fear. And I was thinking, you know, I gotta have a talk with Julie today too. Like, you can't be opening the window. Girl, you can't be opening windows. She's like a Craigslist roommate. She's like not really a friend. I gotta tell her still, like, yo, can't open the window 2 to 6 a.m. Because like I know me. Like right now you're looking at Gabe, who's like relatively sober. It's only like midnight, right? 6 a.m. Gabe knocking on your window. It's like some 28 Days Later Gabe. Like, I'm trying to get my body fluids on something. Don't open the window. I'm telling you now. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I'm getting. Everybody, one more time for Gabe. Give this man the cluckalooya he deserves.
been jumped once or twice. One time I wound up with I know, it's weird that like comics would get the fucking beaten. But one time I had blood on my brain, but it wound up working out because like while I had the blood on my brain, like my parents found out about my DWI. And it's like, you can't yell now, right? So like it worked out. The other time I was in Scotland, and I come from a long line of very fast cowards. Like, I am quick, and like my family's always been quick. We're not like fight the barbarians. We're like, you should all go fight the barbarians, and then we leave with like our mules in the night, like, you know, because we're fast and you know we're relatively smart. But I wound up hanging out with a soccer team in Scotland, and went to Edinburgh, and you know, like me and my friend wound up in really bad shape. We went to the wrong side of a bar with a Scottish soccer club, and like there was like apparently two sides to the bar, each belonging to a different soccer club, and I puked and talked to a girl on the wrong side of the bar, and so they followed us. And they beat the hell out of us. I got like the best punch in my life because like my friend was behind me, and like I always lose fights. It's not a punch. It's fact, you know. Like I always lose them. But this was one of those like magic, like Charlie Brown finally kicks the Super Bowl. It just like hits it. I took like a running start and like smashed like this one Scottish guy, like I stabbed him in the nose, and then like there were 7 of them, and so then I just started punching and I started crying, and like, you know, in the fetal position, like I had like, they kicked the earring out of my ear, which is cool because I'm not a pirate. You know, like that like looked like a scar. I lost all these teeth, but I had already smashed them when I was high on a gravestone, so fuck you. You know, like it was fucking kind of cool in that respect. The thing is though, you would think like they were like soccer hooligans. No, they got out of a BMW, you know, and they were wearing khakis. It was so unfulfilling of a Scottish beating. But like the difference is when I was in the hospital, I was furious and fucking ranting and raving because I had been drinking all day and gotten my friend had nerve damage in 3 spots in his face. They really got him. And the doctor in Scotland just looked at me and goes, "Stop being such a pussy." You know, it was just like, okay, we're gonna get out of Edinburgh now. Fucking beautiful. Speaking of getting out of Edinburgh, which actually no, that's a horrible segue. That is more just it was a non sequitur that like fucking gave up on itself. But I will say, this man is Jesus' father on Sunday. He is a balls to the wall comedian in a good way, not creepy. He is Kip Potheris, everybody. Make this man feel warm. Yeah.
Awkward. Watch out. Hey, Bill. What's up? Hi, guys.
Yeah.
We're here. Hi. So, you know, hey, what's going on? I'm gonna put this somewhere. Oh, I wanted to touch. Sorry, I'm wasting your time. Just want to touch all the chickens. So I'm dating this like Japanese supermodel right now, and she asked me what Easter is, and I was like, you don't know what Easter? You don't know what Easter is? And she's like, no. And I'm like, but you know who Jesus Christ is, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, and you know that they put him on those sticks and he died, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, then you know what happened? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, let me tell you. They took his body, right? And they put it in this cave, and then they put this big-ass boulder in front of the cave, and then, like, 3 days later, God was like, oh, shh. And then, like, he woke up Jesus with, like, his God powers and moved the big rock out of the way with the God powers, and Jesus walked outside that cave, and he saw his shadow, and he ran back inside.
She also asks you really cool questions too. That like, cause she's learning the language and she's got this like fervor for the language and stuff, and we're a writer and that's cool and stuff. And so, but like they just perplex me. These innocent questions. Like she's like, Kevin, do you know the difference between partly cloudy and mostly sunny? And I'm like, of course. You see, because mostly sunny means that there's like mostly sun out there, but there's some clouds right there. And partly cloudy means that there's some clouds. I have no idea the difference between. Okay, but so we should make some good time. This is really neat. I like. Okay, so you guys know about Planet X. They were talking about Planet X, right? 1984, and now it's got a name, Nibiru and shit. You know this? And that in about 2012, okay, we're gonna start seeing this little red planet. You know about this? You can watch the Discovery Channel. They're gonna freak you the fuck out about it. It's there. Coincidentally, when the Mayan calendar ends, okay? So that's what Discovery Channel's doing. They're putting all these fucking shits in your head to fucking make you all worry and shit, okay? It's a coincidence, okay, that these two things are happening, okay? You know, it's also a coincidence that Bonnie Tyler and I have the same birthday, okay? Doesn't mean that if I slap Bonnie Tyler on the ass and say good game, that she's gonna shatter into billions of little Bonnies and orbit me, okay? Maybe, like 3,000 years ago, when this guy who was making all these calendars out of stone with his hands was like, yo, Q, you know, because that's what they call Quetzalcoatl, because it's too hard to say. He's like, yo, Q. He's like, my hands getting pretty tired, and since since you're the oldest Mayan and you're like, what, 36, and since I've gone like 3 eons into the future, you know, I just want to sit back and listen to some Maiden, man, you know, maybe like, you know, play the ball game or something. And he did play the ball game and his team won and they were sacrificed to the sun god. The 2012 is not the end of the world, okay? It's like okay, because if anyone gets smart with this, it's going to be 7-Eleven or something, and they're going to capitalize on this with some crazy Slurpee flavor names, like Apocalyptic Apple, or like Tangy Tidal Wave, or what I would be getting would be Bad News Berry Blast. But it's not that. It's not the end of the world. What it is the beginning of psychic consciousness and awareness, and all of us like understanding each other. And technology's okay and stuff, but you know, it's really, we're gonna come together as a people. You're gonna see it's just gonna get too shitty, and then we're gonna come together as a people. And I can prove to you right now that psychic consciousness is possible. I mean, it's happening. It's very real. It's there. Would you like me to do that for you? Yeah. I like the chickens, man. Okay, so here's what this is now. I was at this party, right? And I was talking to these two girls. And I go to this one girl, I'm like, so when are you going back to New Jersey? And she's like, how did you know I was from New Jersey? And I'm like, I'm psychic, just like everybody else. And she's like, well then where am I from? And I'm like, I don't know, Rutherford? And she's like, I'm from East Rutherford. How did you know that? And I'm like, I told you I'm psychic, just like everybody else. And then, okay, I should have prefaced this by saying that guys have wingmen and girls have kamikaze, okay? So then her friend is like, well then where am I from? And I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't work like that. And she's like, he's not psychic. And then like, out of nowhere, oh man, out of nowhere, my boy not hearing any of this, all right? He just comes on and he's just like, goes right up to the kamikaze, and he's like, I bet you're from Manhattan. And she's like, I am, how did you know that? And he's like, Lori's son. And she's like, I am, how did you know that? And he's like, Cause you're a bitch. You're right. Ooh, wrong fucking venue. The first time that one tanked. Next time I tell that will be the resurrection. Okay. You guys ever use a Ouija board? Yeah? Fuck. You know what it is, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't know, a Ouija board is basically the first form of text messaging. Except you can only contact random dead people. And random dead people, they're always trying to tell you the same thing, right? They're like, hey. What's up? It's Dave. What would you text message a dead person? Anyway, how you doing? You know? What's a dead person gonna text message you? I'm dead. R-I-H-L. Rolling your hell laughing? You know who brought us the Ouija board? You know this? The Parker Brothers. The guys that brought us Chutes and Ladders in Candyland. Bring us the gateway to hell. If you don't think that's weird, in this country, you gotta be 21 years old to drink, 19 years old to purchase cigarettes for minors, 18 years old to die, but only 7 years old to contact the dead. If you're 6.5, nah. Come back next year when you're mature enough to handle the ramifications of forces not well studied by science. Or when you're tall enough to get in the ball pit. Every Ouija board story is always the same thing too, right? So he's like, bro, did you move it? Bro, did you move it? Bro, I didn't move it. Bro, I didn't move it. And then the light flickers and we ran out of the house. You're not gonna outrun a ghost. Number one, ghosts can fly. Number two, ghosts can fly through things. And number three, I moved it. Thanks, guys.
Everybody, can we give this man a clap? Hallelujah.